Create with Fran Sydney. Hello everyone, welcome to the show. Today we are on episode 88, and because 8 is one of my favorite numbers, actually maybe it's my favorite number, I wanted to do something really special, but then I decided we're just gonna do something good, but not particularly my favorite topic. It's just one of the many topics that come to me when I'm dealing with you, my clients, my friends. And it's something that you read a lot in the forums, on the internet, in newspapers and magazines. What is it? It's addiction to something. Addiction to food, like binge eating, to alcohol, to gambling, and even today in Radio Norfolk we were talking about it. So I thought, yes, let's talk a little bit about addiction and a few foolproof ways to get down to the core reason why we're doing this and start to analyze how we can stop and not feeling so guilty and shameful, but actually feeling that we are finally becoming in charge of our life. So tune in. Let's see if this story resonates. You've been drinking for many years. You hide your drinking. Your habits and your bottles are hidden. You think that nobody knows, but deep down you know that they know. Everything is behind, under your bed, in your wardrobe. You're just going to the loo and very quickly get the drink, then come back and you feel weird and you feel guilty. But you don't tell your husband or your wife, your partner, what's really going on. You know that you are damaging your body, but you can't stop. You feel that your eating or your drinking is out of control. You are ashamed. And you, from outside, you look like the perfect person. You have no problem. You have a wonderful life, job, a beautiful house. But deep down, you are in pain. And when you eat, when you smoke, when you drink, and you can't stop because you are drowning that pain. You know that the effect will be only temporary, but you go back to that day after day. Maybe you are gaining far too much weight. Maybe the alcohol or the drug is destroying your health, but you can't stop. You're spending hundreds of pounds or hundreds of dollars on your gambling addiction, on your alcohol, on your drugs, on your smoking. The money just goes away, but it's not well invested. You know that. You're making sacrifices to pay. Or maybe you're wealthy and you have the money. It doesn't matter to you, but you know that it's burning your health and your happiness, and you still do it. It seems to be impossible to stop. You feel more ashamed. You decide you want to go to the doctor, but then you think, well, the damage is done. I'm a lost cause. I might as well just keep going. I'm miserable. I will remain miserable. Or you decide to go to a center for alcohol rehabilitation, for drug help or whatever. And then you decide, no, not today, maybe another day. You hate yourself because of what you're doing to yourself. You wonder if you're a horrible person. Deep down you think that maybe you're not good enough because that's what you're doing. You're destroying yourself. You feel disgraced. When you go to a doctor, he just says, just stop drinking. But that's not what you want to hear. The pain grows every day. But you know you should stop drinking. And you hate yourself because you're doing that. But you can't stop. You might have a cupboard full of sweets and chocolates or crisps. And whenever you are bored, or you're watching television, or you're not feeling great, or you have nothing to do, or when you're feeling a little bit down, here we go, trip to the cupboard, having something to eat, then feeling rubbish because you've eaten. And you look at the mirror and you think, oh, I used to be all nice and slender. What happens? My wife maybe doesn't like me anymore. Maybe my husband thinks that I'm not good for him anymore. But after saying that to yourself, you pick up a Jaffa cake and you eat more. Maybe even you throw up after that. You don't like yourself, but you keep doing this. You wonder why you are self-sabotaging yourself. You know what is right, but you don't manage to stop. You see yourself as a victim. The environment, that is the cause of your problems. There is alcohol everywhere. All the movies showing that women should have red wine so they feel better. You see yourself as a victim. Just if you look everywhere, pubs, restaurants, grocery stores, they all offer so much alcohol to everyone. Parties, nightclubs, movies, sport events, there is so much alcohol, there are drugs, and it looks like it's normal, and you cannot even have fun unless you eat lots of food, drink loads, get drunk. It's this weird thing all around you. It's their fault. And because it's their fault, it's not your fault. So you don't need to change anything. You expect them to change, and you feel more down. Maybe your habit of drinking, smoking too much, or maybe gambling or eating too much has costed you already your marriage, your career, your relationships, the respect of people around you, the respect you have for yourself. But I'm here to tell you that this doesn't have to be the rest of your life. This can finish, and it can finish as soon as you are ready and committed to make this finish. What does it mean to be ready and committed? It means that you have reached your threshold. You have decided that staying in this situation is too painful for you and you need to change. You are in the situation where change is painful, but staying as you are will be more painful. So you realize that change is needed. You are in charge of this change. You have to take action, and you have to take action now. That's right. The best time to take action to stop your addiction is now. It's not next week or after summer is over or after Christmas. The best time is today. Why? Because we tend to procrastinate and to self-sabotage. And so the good things that you need will never happen because you push them away, because they are far away and then they're not as painful. And this is all about pain. When we eat too much, when we drink too much, when we smoke, when we take drugs and gambling and all these addictions, it is never about the drinking or the eating. It's about connection. It's about drowning the pain. So what are the first steps that you need to take to stop your addiction? Just first of all, remember that with some drugs and with alcohol, stopping suddenly and completely, if you are a very, very heavy drinker, can cause a lot of physical reactions that might even kill you. So you want to work with a health professional to tackle that part of your healing, and don't just quit cold turkey without knowing exactly how the system works, first of all. The second step is to admit to yourself, to your loved one, that you need help now. Don't worry about them judging you. These people are your loved one for a reason. They love you, and they probably see already what you've been doing. And so it's important that you just say to yourself, I'm going to do this. I need some help. Ask for help. Maybe some of your friends can help you to do a Google search or a doctor search on asking everyone that you know if there is a book, a course, a therapy, a system, hypnosis recording, anything that can help you to stop with your addiction. There is a solution for everyone. Maybe each person will need a different solution, but there is one. You do not have to keep going at that, to waste hundreds of dollars or pounds or euros every week just because you have a bad habit. So you want to reduce this habit until it's completely gone back to normal. For example, drinking, you only drink once in a weekend, 1 or 2 glasses, and then you stop. That will be quite acceptable. Once you admit it to yourself that there is a problem, you talk to other people about this. Then you read books that are useful, that are maybe written by a professional who talks about this specific problem. Read 1, 2, 3 books, discuss them, go to forums, talk about them, whatever. For example, one of the books that is very mentioned by a lot of people is called The Naked Mind or This Naked Mind. Quite interesting. And also there are people who offer different programs, so you want to research what you can take. And also think about a very important thing. When you are in the habit, when you are taking this substance that is not good for you, you have to stop just before you take it and ask yourself, what is the feeling that I'm feeling now? Because what you're doing is you're having a trigger and you're always giving the same response. So if you, for example, think, oh, yes, every time I'm feeling down or I have a problem, maybe I feel bored, I feel isolated, I need to pick up this drug or maybe play the lottery or eat a cake or something. So you have made a connection, you made an anchor in your mind. It's a habit. We're creatures of habit. So every time you have a problem, you go straight to this substance that is not solving the problem. It's just pushing the problem away in your mind for just a little while. But then the problem will be straight back. So the problem is not that you like the drink or you like the drug, you like the food more than anything else. The problem is the thinking behind that makes you think all the time that if there is a problem or if you want to have fun, you have to take something that will destroy you. And so this is really destroying yourself, it's self-sabotage. So ask yourself, why? What happened in my life? Maybe a year ago, 10 years ago, maybe when I was young, that made me feel that I need to destroy myself. There have been times when a person ate a lot of food because they wanted a shield to protect them from something, from pain, from violence, from a person that was very abusive. So there are lots of reasons, but when you're taking this habit of drinking or whatever, take into analysis, thinking about it for a minute and think, okay, how do I change the habit of thinking that I need this drug? How do I change the way of thinking? So take note of a feeling that you're having when you have the urge. Then ask yourself, what am I looking for when I'm taking this drug? What am I trying to create? Because we are people, and people do things because they're going to get a feeling out of that. That's why we do stuff. Everything we do is based on how we're going to feel. And if we're not going to feel great about it, we try everything to avoid doing it. So always ask yourself, what kind of feeling I'm trying to create with this drug, with this cake, with this behavior that is no good. Then write in your journal, write on your post-it note, write on your telephone. And then when you are sane and feeling great or whatever, ask yourself, what is that I can do to generate this feeling that I'm trying to create with drugs? So if a feeling was calmness because you were stressed, what else can you do that helps you to calm down? Is it exercise? Is it dancing? Is it listening to music? Is it going for a walk? Is it taking your dog outside? Is it kissing your wife or your husband? These are the questions that you want to ask yourself, because these are good questions. They're not judgmental. They just help you to find the solution to your problem. Your problem is not the problem of alcohol. It's not the problem of smoking. Nobody will think in his sane mind, I'm going to burn my lungs. I'm going to burn my stomach. I'm going to inject something in my skin. No, people are not looking for that. People are looking for a feeling. So that feeling is very, very important. Once you know what you're trying to create, and once you realize how you can create the good feeling in a different way, you're already on a good way to win your battle. So you have all these steps: accepting, talking about what you're doing, talking to your loved one, and then analyzing what is you're looking for. After you realize what is the problem, then you might need more specialist help. You might need to work with me, or you might need to work with a doctor, or with a psychologist, or with a drug addiction specialist, or with a gambling specialist. Whatever the problem is, if it's food, you might have to see your doctor for some blood works to see what is the problem there that maybe is causing all these sugar cravings. We can't in a single episode touch every single topic, every single reason why we go into an addictive behavior, and every single solution. But generally speaking, you need very good help from a person who is going to work with you, is not judgmental, and is going to be on your side and wait. Whether you have just one session, one consultation, and then off you go. But usually with addiction, it is useful to have 3, 4, 5 sessions. Buy a package somewhere so you're not having surprises and think, well, maybe it's expensive, but how much are you spending in all the problems that are created by your habit? This is an investment. So you want to invest in yourself. Go to your doctor, get the help, and if he tells you you need this, you need that, just follow that, or go to your specialist, whoever the person is that you think is going to help you. One great help is to listen to hypnotic recordings. Once you found out why you are like that, why you keep going back to this problem, you might have some trauma, some bad events, some very limiting beliefs that you have built in the past that you want to let go. There are lots of ways of getting rid of them, with coaching, with hypnosis. So if you wanted to ask any questions about it, feel free to send me a private message and I'll be very happy to just help you with that. After you worked out how, when, and why you created this, or how you can get out of it, you want to perhaps try to listen to some hypnotic recordings. Why? It is because you have carried those beliefs for many years. They are very cemented in you. Maybe it's the belief that you're not good enough, and your husband doesn't really like you, your dad actually hates you, your teacher thought that you were rubbish at school. Whatever, I'm just picking up something. Sometimes it's a belief we built when we were really young children. So it doesn't have to be something recent, but sometimes it is, like a recent accident that makes you feel very anxious. And when you're anxious, you go to drink. Or maybe you have a cake. So think about this and find out a hypnotherapist. I'm not just saying to come to me, I'm just saying widely look around for somebody who can create a bespoke hypnosis recording for you, because they will help you so much. It's just incredible. What happens is during the recording, you will be installing new beliefs that are very good and healthy for you. And because the mind will learn by repeating things over and over, and you've been repeating to yourself that your addiction, your drug, your alcohol, your food, these are the things that help you, but obviously it wasn't helping you. But that's what you always do. It's a habit of repetition. So the hypnosis recording is really just writing over the old recording. You want to listen to your recording for at least 90 days. It's a good idea. 3 months is a good idea, because you really want to make sure that those new beliefs are very well cemented in your body, in your mind, in your cells. They're part of you. You have them everywhere. Write them on the wall. Write them in your journal. Write them everywhere. That you are a good person. You can make good choices. You eat good food. And you love being in control of yourself. Listen to these recordings. Make sure you find an accountability partner. Maybe it's a person that wants to go running with you every day. Maybe it's a person that can teach you a few good recipes that help you to be better. Sometimes it's also useful not to be around those people who are pushing you all the time to break the rules, to have a drug, to eat too much sugar. Because, how friendly are they if they're trying to make you feel bad in the end? So be very careful who you have around you. And if these are people in your family, you will need to start to establish boundaries and tell people that you're now changing and you have decided that you're gonna be in charge of your health, what you have for drinking, for eating, what you do when you're anxious or worried or miserable or sad. And that is really your decision. It could not be the decision of other people. You are in charge of your life. You cannot blame other people for what happens to your life. You are in charge. It's a good idea to learn things like meditation, relaxation, relaxing every muscle, starting from the top of your head all the way down. Even learning tapping, EFT, because they are so good with very simple ways of releasing energy that is blocked when you are having a trigger, when you have a pain there that tells you have to resort to take the drug. So there are lots and lots of ways. But the good thing is, if you get started now, in a couple of weeks, in a couple of months, you're just going to be a different person. You're going to feel so much better. It's not just that you will stop using that substance that is not good for you, or you might be stopping gambling. The good thing is that you're just going to love yourself even more, because now you are finally you, not the shell of yourself. You will have something really good. You will have respect for yourself, love for yourself, and acceptance that you are who you are. And you do not want to cover that up with all this fake happiness that people get when they're on drugs, when they're laughing because they're drunk and they can't even walk. That's not real happiness. So searching for the real happiness is really finding out who you are, what you're made for, and go for it. And don't let anyone tell you that it's too late. It is not too late. You can do this now. You deserve it. Invest in yourself. Use the money that you would use on drugs, on gambling, on alcohol, to get yourself therapy, books, courses, friends that help you, everything. Don't just waste it away. You deserve this. The only person who has the power to create a new life for you is you. So do it today. Send that message, do the phone call the people who will help you, and you will be so happy that your life will start changing and you will be feeling the real happiness that is way beyond what you can feel with a cigarette or with a drug or with a drink of wine or whatever else. You are enough. You were created to have a wonderful life. Not an easy life, but a life where you are able to reach your full potential, to become an amazing person, to touch the life of other people. You are important, you are loved, and the universe has got loads and loads of love for you. Don't think that you're not lovable. Think that you are lovable, and that the universe will sustain you as you try to align yourself again to who you're supposed to be, your natural self. Connect to nature, connect to your universe. Ask yourself, ask your soul, your mind, who am I? What am I doing here? Ask those questions to yourself, and you will find so many answers just in pondering this. I keep reading every day in forums all these people that have so many problems, but they're creating the problem. Nobody is going there every day and tells them, here we go, You're gonna have your cigarette, otherwise you can't get out of the house. Nobody is getting there and telling you, well, you're gonna have a job today. You're gonna have your heroin, otherwise we're not gonna be happy with you. Or, here we go, unless you have 3 pizzas and 2 cakes, you cannot go to school today. You know what? That doesn't happen. Yes, there is societally called pressure to do things, but we have the ability to say no. Thank you. So my last suggestion is to establish boundaries. They will help you so much. Learn to say no. Well, that was it for the episode of today. I hope that was helpful somehow in clarifying what to do to get out of an addiction. Feel free to reach to me for any questions that you might have. If you want to help a friend, you can share this episode, write a review. Tell me what you think. Is there something missing in the topics that I'm covering? Would you like to talk about something else? Just feel free to ask. I'm always here to help. My mission is to help you to use the right mind hacks to create a life you want. So thank you so much for listening to me, and I'll see you next week. Take care. Bye. You've listened to Create with Fran Sidney.